everybody, for this lesson we are creating some Chris Uphues inspired hearts. I do have this think sheet that you can download on my webpage and you can use it, or you can always just pause the video on this screen and you can use my think sheet here with me. I am going to go ahead and get us started working on our hearts. So the very first thing that we are going to need to do is draw our hearts. So I'm going to be using a Sharpie. You can free draw in your hearts, meaning you just draw them as you go, or you can create a stencil that you can use to trace your hearts. So if this is my stencil and I want to trace this heart right here, I would just hold it down, use my drawing hand to trace around the edges, and I could create several hearts that are all identical to each other with my stencil. But I want my hearts to look a little bit different, so I'm going to free draw the rest of my hearts. So I'm going to quickly just fast forward through me filling up my page with several hearts. So you can see I just did hearts of several different sizes. This one almost ended up going off the page, and that's okay. You just want to make sure that you have room to draw the faces on the inside. Is it okay that every heart is different? Absolutely. But if you wanted to make sure that all of your hearts were the exact same and you made a stencil, that is totally fine. So then our next step is using our Sharpie to draw in their faces. I have different eyes and different mouth options that you can choose from, and of course you are always able to come up with and create your own ideas. So I'm going to use my think sheet to draw in some faces on my hearts. I'm going to start over here with my big one. I might give it these really big fun eyes. So all I'm doing when I decide what face I want my heart to have is I'm just looking at my think sheet. I'm drawing in, looking at the shape. So I'm looking for what is the first big shape I can do, what's the next shape, adding in my eyelashes. Gonna give it a little curved nose and a happy face. Simple and easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish filling in faces on all of my hearts. So now all of my hearts have faces on them. So I'm going to go ahead and put my marker away and my think sheet away. I'll leave it here for one more second in case you want to pause here so you have a good view of our think sheet. All right, and we're going to move on to adding some color to our pictures. I'm going to be doing a marker bleed for my hearts. And what I mean by water bleeds or marker bleeds is taking the marker, I'm going to do an outline around the edge of the heart. If I need to go back and squeeze my line a little bit closer, you can always come back and do that. You want to make sure that you have a nice, thick, bold line around the edge. You can even use it to trace around the larger shapes like the eyes and the nose and the mouth. And instead of just finishing and coloring in all the rest of it with my marker, I actually can use a paintbrush with a little bit of water on it to make my watercolor or my own bleed. So I'm going to just rub it on top, and it's actually pulling, the water is pulling the color from the marker into my empty spaces. So I have these really cool glowy hearts when I'm done. So I'm going to finish filling in this heart to show you. And take a look at that. It's almost like making your own watercolor. So I'm going to finish filling in all of my hearts with my marker bleeds. If you don't want to do the marker bleeds and you just want to use crayons or colored pencils, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to keep using my markers because I just love the way these look. And now that I have all of my hearts filled in, I can decide what I want to do around the outside edges. Maybe you want to bleed the color out further around the hearts, or you might want to outline with a different color and do a bleed around it. Like I might choose to do outside of my orange heart, I might try to do a teal bleed. So I might outline around my heart with my teal marker. And I would use my wet paintbrush to do a little bit of some bleeds coming off of my heart. And I just keep a table towel close to me so I can tap off my brush in case I have too much water on it. You could experiment with colors and see what happens if you mix the two of them. You could always do other designs around your hearts and try to bleed those designs. Like I might try to do some, let's do some blue and purple together. I might do some confetti pieces. And then I'm going to wet those together and make a new color all together. So you can have fun with what you do around your hearts. You want to fill in your whole background. You can do patterns and designs. You might want to do some swirls. So you can still see those different patterns and designs. They get a little bit lighter as you bring the water on top of it, but it also does that really cool bleeding effect. You could blend some of the colors down on top of your hearts if you want to mix your colors up there. So you can finish filling in the backgrounds of your hearts any way that you want. Remember, Chris Uphues uses lots of bold, bright color, really fun and really exciting, spreading that joy and happiness anytime you're looking at his artworks. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my background. And once you have finished filling in your last spot, you have now completed a very fun, bright, colorful, Chris Uphues inspired masterpiece. When it dries, if there's anything else you want to add to it, like maybe you want to go back and add in some more patterns and colors, you might want to do some splatter paint on top of it. You can make these as creative as you want. I cannot wait to see what you guys make. I hope you have fun doing the marker bleeds. It's one of my favorite things to do with markers, and I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. I will see you guys next time.